Oh, hello. How do you do? My name is Davies, and I was an industrialist, an entrepreneur, someone who ventured. And today, people like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Beyonce, J.K. Rowling, Richard Branson, well, they are known as tycoons. And I'm very glad to say that I'm known as the first tycoon from Wales. And when I was young, there were lots of David Davies's, so I was known as David Davies Llandinam. I was born in December 1818, and I was brought up in a small farm called Ioan, near Llandinam in mid Wales. I was the eldest son for Elizabeth and David Davies. So my father was also called David Davies. Well, I said there was a lot of us, but there was a lot of work to do on the farm. So as I was the eldest son, I had to leave school at the age of 11 to help my father. But working on the farm didn't generate enough income for us as a family, so I decided to look for work as a sawyer. A sawyer cuts very big trees into large pieces using a long saw with one person each end, pulling one person at a time. Whew. It's very hard work, but I was earning a salary. And because I was earning a salary every week, my savings grew bigger. Salary, savings, security. I was an ambitious young man, and I wanted to buy my own farm on the other side of the river. This is the River Severn, and Ioan was this side of the river, in the shade of the mountain. But the land on the other side of the river was much more fertile, good land for growing crops. So I ventured, and I invested, and I bought Gwerneirin Farm. But there was a problem. How was I going to cross the river? I had no idea how to build a bridge. But that wasn't going to stop me. There were lots of bridges in the local area, wooden bridges. But when the weather was stormy, these bridges would collapse with the flooding of the water. So I decided to build an iron bridge, a nice, strong and durable material to build a strong and safe bridge. Along with a group of local men, we built this bridge in 1846. And do you know what? It's still there today. So by 1852, and still only 34 years of age, I'd sawn hundreds of trees. I'd built an iron bridge over the widest river in Wales while still farming. Work, work, work. And by now, I was a married man. Margaret Davies was my wife, and we had a son, Edward. Edward Davies, our only son. And even though we lived in Llandinam, I was very eager to see beyond the village, but travelling in the 1860s wasn't very easy. You could walk, horse and cart, a boat or a ship if you lived near the water, and if you were very lucky, you could take a train. But there were very few trains in Wales. Wales needed a network of railways to carry people as well as cargo. A new venture. And I didn't know how to build a railway, but that wasn't going to stop me. Now, building a railway isn't very easy. You need a crew of very hard-working men and a partner to help you with the arrangements. Thomas Savin, my partner, a very energetic and ambitious man, just like me. Building a railway is a lot of very hard work. Dig, shift, cut, pull. Dig, shift, cut, pull. Dig, shift, cut, pull. Oh. After a year of very hard, dangerous, sweaty work, we finished our very first railway. But that wasn't the end of it. Oh no, Wales needed more railways, a network of railways. Railways from Dyffryn Clwyd, 1858, Llanidloes, Newtown, Oswestry, Machynlleth. This was the most difficult section. We had to pass through a town called Talerdig, but Talerdig stood on a mountain. We didn't have the budget to go around the mountain. We couldn't go over the mountain. We had to go through the mountain. We literally cut the mountain in half. Today this would be relatively simple, but in the 1860s it took 2 whole years and 200 strong men. One of the success stories of that time, but that wasn't the end of it. Oh no. I carried on building railways for the coming years. Tenby, Whitland, Pencader and Aberystwyth. Now I was ready for my next adventure. Coal. By all accounts, there were thousands of tons of this black gold under our feet, and I was determined to find it. We started in the Maindy. Under our feet, precious black gold, enough to sell for generations. But the trouble was, we didn't know how deep we had to mine. Dig, dig, dig for a week. Dig, dig, dig for a fortnight. Dig, dig, dig for a month. Dig for 6 months. Dig for a year. Dig, dig, dig for a year and a half. Can I have your attention, please? You have worked tirelessly for a year and a half. I am convinced that there is coal beneath our feet, but with a heavy heart I have to tell you that I don't have any more money. You will receive your final salary today, and your employment at Maindy Colliery will come to an end. I have nothing left, only this. You might as well have that. I didn't have anything left. I was about to lose everything, but as I threw this piece of silver, half a crown, into the workforce, they realised that I was willing to share my very last penny, that I respected the workforce and all the work that they had done for me over the years. And they decided to work for another week, for nothing. And in that time, on the 6th of March 1866, 220 yards below the ground, we discovered the finest seam of coal on the planet. Success at last. There was a tremendous demand for coal, so I opened collieries in Park and Dare, Eastern, Western, Garw and Lady Windsor. There were 5,583 miners working underground, and they extracted enough coal to fill the Millennium Stadium twice. But what was I going to do with so much coal? Well, sell it, and sell it to every country on the planet. But how was I going to export the coal? Ships, and lots of them. The biggest docks in Wales were in Cardiff, one of the busiest ports in the world. But Cardiff wasn't big enough to hold so many ships. So what do you think happened next? Yes, Davies, Llandinam, decided to build new docks, but there was one person against the idea. The Marquis of Bute, the owner of Cardiff Docks. No, the Marquis of Bute was a very grumpy man. Very, very grumpy.
Marquis of Bute, sir,
Do you mind if I build new docks in the Barry? No, certainly not. Marquis of Bute, sir. Could we work together to improve Cardiff docks? No, not at all. Are you going to answer no to every question I ask? Yes. I wanted to work with the Marquis of Bute, but the Marquis of Bute didn't want to work with me. So I decided to build new docks in Barry. Work started in 1885 and they finished in 1889, costing almost £2 million. So I built a new railway from the Rhondda to the Barry to take the coal directly from the pits to the docks. So the mines were full of miners digging, the trains were full of coal being taken directly to the ships who were waiting to export the Welsh coal of Davies, the Ocean Coal Company Limited, across the world. Welsh coal was being exported to France, to countries of the Mediterranean, to West Africa, to South America, and to countries of the Black Sea. I'm an old man now, and after all that work, I'm very tired. But in that time, I managed to work in Italy, Egypt and Russia, helping to build railways. I was a member of Parliament in London for a number of years. But the journey came to an end back home in Wales in 1890 at the age of 72. The farms, the iron bridge, the mines and the docks are still there today. Many are closed, but they're still there. And there's a statue of me in Llandinam, near the iron bridge, my very first venture, and another one down in Barry, near the docks, my last venture. And it's important for you all to remember that you have to believe in your ability to succeed. You have to venture. If you don't venture, you'll never know.